Let's take a look. Trump has Pelosi and Schumer, Chuck and Nancy, in his office to talk about the wall. And it starts off with Trump just talking about how there's already been progress on the wall. And this is pretty funny because it drove the left insane. They started doing their fact-checking thing. As we all know, fact-checking is lefties for, lying. So they basically said, well, let's hear what Donald Trump said. Let's play the first cut.
A lot of the wall is built. It's been very effective. I asked for a couple of notes on that. If you look at San Diego, illegal traffic dropped 92% once the wall was up. El Paso, illegal traffic dropped 72%, then ultimately 95% once the wall was up. In Tucson, Arizona, illegal traffic dropped 92%. Yuma, it dropped illegal traffic 95 to 96%. I mean, and that when I say dropped, the only reason we even have any percentage where people got through is because they walk and go around areas that aren't built. It dropped virtually 100% in the areas where the wall is. So, I mean, it's very effective.
So that's really convincing. And of course, he mentions Israel, where they built a wall and it really did cut down on terrorist activity. And so, of course, the press, the left, went out and said, oh, fact check, there's no wall, he's never built anything. It's a half truth. What is true is that there's always been funding for restoring fences and restoring the fencing that's already been there. And so he is counting restored fences as part of the wall. Some of the restored fences actually have. This was put up as part of Donald Trump's wall on them, signs on them. So he's actually making a good point. Trump and Pelosi realizing that they look bad. I mean, here's the thing about this. Most people want the border to be secure. It is only the government that can't get its act in order, right? I think a lot of people, again, one of the things that the media does to us is it convinces us that absolutism is a political strategy. It's not. In politics, you always have to compromise. There are going to be compromises in any kind of border package. And so the far right or even the right is going to be angry. The left is going to be angry. People are going to pound their fists on their palm and say, oh, they've sold us out. That's how politics works. There's got to be compromise. So Trump actually sounded a bipartisan note talking about the criminal reform bill that's been going forward in a bipartisan way, but it quickly devolves into a fight, a positioning fight. And Pelosi is no slouch at this. She knows what she's doing, even though she's kind of a goofball at this point. She's gotten kind of old and flippy, but she still knows what she's doing. Listen to what she does here in cut 2.
I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown. You have the White House,
did you say Trump
shutdown. You have the White House, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the votes. You should pass it right now.
No, we don't have the votes, Nancy, because in the Senate we need 60 votes.
No, but in the House,
and we don't
you
have.
could bring it up right now.
Yeah, but
today.
I can't, excuse me, but I can't get it passed in the House if it's not going to pass in the Senate. I don't want to waste time.
Well, the fact is, you can get it started that way.
The House we could get passed very easily,
Okay,
and we
then
do.
do it. Then
But
do
the
it.
problem is the Senate, because we need 10 Democrats to vote,
No,
and
that's
they
not
won't
the
vote.
point. If there are no votes in the House, a majority of votes for a wall, no matter where you start.
Exactly right. You don't have.
If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session,
Well, then
would
go
be
do it.
done.
Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in
No,
the
don't put it
Senate.
on the Senate. Put it on,
course.
put it on the negotiation.
Okay, let me ask you this, and we're doing this in a very friendly manner. It doesn't help for me to take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
not win.
It doesn't help to take that vote because I'm not going to get the vote
Don't put
of
it
the
on
Senate. I need
Mr.
10
President.
senators. That's
Mr.
the problem.
President.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I think they should play that after all this debate. So, you had to admire, first of all, the guy who represented America, and if you were watching the images, of course, is Mensch, Mike Pence, the vice president, who looks like, please get me out of here, I'm dying. It's like, he just has this look on his face, like, I'm now a dead person, so please, God, take me away from. I thought the rapture was going to hit Pence because he was just like the hollow-eyed boredom on his face. But it actually is entertaining to watch them screaming at each other. What are they screaming at each other? Well, first, Pelosi I love this, the way Pelosi said it. He's talking about shutting down the government if he doesn't get funding for the wall. And Pelosi said, well, we don't want a Trump shutdown. And so Trump immediately gets that. I mean, Nancy Pelosi knows just what she's doing. She's positioning Trump to be the guy who shuts down the government. And Trump says, oh, did you say a Trump shutdown? He heard it right away. They're both playing to the camera. Are either of them looking to get it to enhance border security? I mean, look, I think Trump would enhance border security, but they've had bills being debated in the House for a long time that would have given him a lot more money. Now they're talking about $5 billion for the wall. If there's a shutdown, they're going to compromise even on that. It's not enough. And before, there was more money in another package, but they can't settle. They can't compromise. They can't do anything. And there's not a lot of motivation for them to do it because it's a good issue for them both. They can both play to their base for this. So what you are watching is pure TV. You are not watching people trying to solve this. It was entertaining. The part with Schumer was even hilarious because Schumer is not very good at this. I mean, Pelosi is a real snake, so she's pretty good at it, but Schumer's not so much. Let's take a look at him.
The Washington Post today gave you a whole lot of Pinocchios because they say you constantly misstate how much the wall is built, how much of the wall is built, and how much is there. But that's not the point here. We have a disagreement about the wall, whether it's effective or not. Not on border security, but on the wall. We do not want to shut down the government. You have called 20 times to shut down the government. You say, I want to shut down the government. We don't. We want to come to an agreement. If we can't come to an agreement, we have solutions that will pass the House and Senate right now and will not shut down the government, and that's what we're urging you to do. Not threaten to shut down the government because let me just finish, because you can't get your way.
The last time you shut it down, you got killed.
Let me say something, Mr. President. You just say my way or we'll shut down the government. We have a proposal that Democrats and Republicans will support to do a CR that will not shut down the government. We urge you to take it.
And if it's not good border security, I won't take it.
It is very good border security.
And if it's not good border security, I won't take it.
You're a mean, mad white man.
So Schumer is genuinely ticked off because Trump is saying it's the Senate that's holding things up. But finally, they just want to bail. I mean, at this point, they just want to bail. Let's play the last cut because that's where it all devolves into fun.
When you look at these numbers of the effectiveness of our border security, and when you look at the job that we're doing with our military...
You just said it is effective.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, you just said it's
Without
effective.
a wall, these are only areas where you have the walls.
We want to do
where
this.
you have walls, Chuck, it's effective. Where you don't have walls, it is not effective.
Yeah.
Let's call a halt to this. We've come in here as the first branch of government, Article 1, the legislative branch. We're coming in good faith to negotiate with you about how we can keep the government
Open.
We're going to keep it open if we have border security. If we don't have border security, Chuck, we're not going to keep it open.
I'm with you. We are going to have border security.
And it's the same border. You're bragging about what has been done.
By us.
We want to do the same thing we did last year, this year. That's our proposal. If it's good then, it's good now, and it won't shut down the government.
Chuck, we can build a
But that's
much
it.
bigger
Let's
section with
debate.
more money.
Let's debate in private.
He's bailing out. He is bailing. Are you not entertained? He is bailing out because he knows that this was all about positioning for a shutdown, a possible shutdown of the government. What kind of argument is our offers to do what we did before? Nobody's happy with what's happening now. We've got a caravans invading the country, running over the border, children getting separated when people get arrested. That's what Chuck Schumer is offering. So who won? You walk out of this thing, and of course, the left, Dumb and Dumber over on CNN, Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo were saying, "Oh, Nancy Pelosi, she's so wonderful," and that's what you expect from the left. And on the right, everybody's saying, "Oh, Trump crushed them." I think the giveaway was this. I heard that Trump was angry. I don't know how good the sources are on that, but Pelosi said, according to the Daily News, Pelosi said of Trump, it's like a manhood thing for him, as if manhood could ever be associated with him. I was trying to be the mom. I can't explain it to you. It was so wild. It goes to show you, you get into a tinkle contest with a skunk, you get tinkle all over you. That to me is a loser statement. That to me, when you go for somebody's manhood, I mean, what if Trump had come out and said, oh, that screaming hysterical woman Pelosi, it's a hysterical woman thing. Not that I want to associate Pelosi with being a woman. What if he had said that? I mean, obviously you would have thought Trump was being disgusting. Pelosi was being disgusting. That's a sign that she lost the argument. The problem is though, it was all TV. It was all TV. Did that bring us any closer to getting this kind of security we need? I don't think so. Trump is good at this. He's better at this than they are. But what is it? What is he better at? Is he better at moving Congress toward getting this deal, getting the kinds of things he wants? And I don't know. He's been telling us this for a long time, that he's going to get a wall. He promised the wall. I don't see it happening. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. If the government becomes pure TV, nobody gets anything.